Ready? On, do, trois.
Do we really need Ghostbusters? What is this paranormal thing all about anyway? Today we're going to look at what the paranormal is, the definition of it, and what it entails. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen a UFO? Have you ever seen Bigfoot? Do you think they're real? Let's find out. So my name is Eric Cooper. I was in the Army for 19.5 years. I was a combat medic. I was a truck mechanic. I've got certifications in hazmat, OSHA inspection certified certification, which actually comes into play with the paranormal because it helps identify mundane reasons versus whether there's actually a spirit there or not. I was also a truck mechanic. I've got FEMA certs. I've got cert certifications. I've been in the paranormal field for over 20 years. With alien abductions, with UFOs, with spirits, the whole gamut. I also run Force Field Paranormal, which is an emergency response team for paranormal crisis. So today we're going to find out what is the paranormal. So the definition of the paranormal by dictionary.com is the paranormal is anything that is not explained by science. And I'm going to just take that a step farther. It's not explained by society, and it's not explained by religion. And I say religion because different religions have different names for different things. Islam calls it a jinn. Christianity calls it a demon. From our perspective, we call it a malevolent entity that means harm to humans. If it can't be explained by scientific method, then it's not science. So on our team, we actually have a scientist. We have a medium. And we utilize a medium for communicating with the spirits. So what exactly is a spirit? I'm glad you asked. So we have different kinds of spirits. We have earthbound spirits. So when someone dies, they actually oftentimes get stuck because of traumatic death, death before their time, a car accident, homicide, suicide, and they get stuck. Now I like to use the movie The Others as an example of that. Watch The Others if you haven't seen it yet. So what we do from our perspective is come in and communicate with the spirit, communicate with the client, and come up with an arrangement, or we just pass the spirit over. Then you have the spirit, which is essentially a guardian. They come back, they've already passed over, and they come back, and these are the clients that they describe smelling lilac. They know grandma was there. And all we have to do with those cases is explain what's going on. Then you have recorded energy. There's no intelligence there's no actual spirit there. It's just an imprint in time, basically. So, as we have seen, there are many variations of what paranormal is, but it goes much farther than that. Paranormal is not just hauntings or spirits like you see on TV. What about UFOs? UFOs are not defined by science. Oftentimes, however, UFOs can be misidentified planets. They can be atmospheric conditions, government experimental craft, and the other one is extraterrestrial. We'll look at some specific cases involving ET craft as seen as UFOs. So there have been documented UFOs throughout time. You look at the cave paintings in France. They depict actual extraterrestrials, UFOs. Cave paintings in Utah with the Native Americans. They've been around since the beginning of humankind. Now, real quick, this is one of the devices that we actually utilize. It's called an EMF meter, electromagnetic frequency. And we go into a client's home, we get a baseline reading, and if there's a spike, it can either be on the mundane side, high power lines, old power lines. If it's a newer home and there's a spike, it's usually going to be an entity, because spirits will very seldom break EMF meters. So on the other side of it, we have abductions. Abductions I've been working with for over 20 years, like I said. And again, there is no scientific explanation for those, or psychiatric. So would not that make this paranormal? So as you can see in this presentation, the paranormal is a vast field, not understood by most people or science. It can be an immensely terrifying experience for the clients that we see, and that's what makes it paranormal. So thank you for listening today. My name is Eric Cooper. Keep your eyes to the skies.